Barak Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahweh Barak Yahweh, Barakatha, Yahweh Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled Groceries Will Get More Expensive in 2022. Lord, will you are edified. Article published by Matt Lillywhite. Article entitled Groceries Will Get More Expensive in 2022 according to U.S. government. Unfortunately, the cost of living crisis in America isn't expected to end soon. Grocery prices are expected to rise by more than 3% before the end of 2022, according to a forecast published by the U.S. Government Department of Agriculture. Food prices in the U.S. could also rise because of the conflict in Ukraine, according to Fox Business. The reason 25% of the world's wheat supply comes from Russia and Ukraine. And as you might expect, both countries are preoccupied with the ongoing crisis and unable to produce as many crops as usual. Therefore, the pressure on global supply chains is expected to make items more expensive at grocery stores. Millions of Americans living paycheck are struggling to put food on the table due to inflation and the general state of the economy. And sadly, wages aren't keeping up with the increased cost of living in many states around the country. For example, in San Francisco, a family of four with a household income under $120,000 is now considered low income per CNBC. It's also worth mentioning that Americans in southern states, such as Texas and Florida, are paying more for groceries. Data shows that bacon has risen 17% year over year. This is partially due to meatpacking plant closures and worker shortages, per CNBC. To save on your grocery bill, consider buying in bulk and opting for food with a long shelf life. As an example, I've been buying a lot of frozen food lately as that can be safely stored for several months. Buying canned food is also a great way to save money. Unfortunately, the cost of living crisis in America isn't expected to end soon. Key point. Grocery prices are expected to rise by more than 3% before the end of 2022, according to who? U.S. Government Department of Agriculture. Another key point, millions of Americans living paycheck are struggling to put food on the table due to inflation and the general state of the economy. And sadly, wages aren't keeping up with the increased cost of living in many states around the country. And guess what? This will increase the crime rate. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right. The modern day Egyptians are the Americans. Okay, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, right? Because of a belief system and also because of survival mode regarding the lack of food. A neighbor will put the gun or sword or knife on his neighbor because of the lack of food, the scarcity of food. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So in this time frame, right, it doesn't matter how long you knew your neighbor. At the end of the day, if nothing is in your refrigerator and you got kids or your woman is complaining, a neighbor is going to go across the street, act like he needs something, and put the sword or a gun on that neighbor in order to provide for his family in this day and time. And we are approaching it. Okay, the government is saying, look, all right, these food prices will continue to rise. However, they're not increasing the hourly wages. Why? Because all of this is designed by Esau. Because at the end of the day, they want that basic universal income. And this is all organized by Yahweh, by Shem, Yahushua, to inspire Esau, to bring hell on the people. Okay? Isaiah 55:11, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And according to prophecies, neighbors will turn on neighbors. Okay? Lord, will you edify? Shalom.